All right. Hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning. How's it going?
All is well here. That is Jake Vevra, a stand-up comedian in New York City. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. And Jake, we have breaking news. I sent you a link moments ago. And what's surprising is I just discovered this link moments ago. Monday. Why is my watch not where it's supposed to be? God damn it, you asshole thing. It is Monday, March 27th. Apparently this story broke on Saturday the 25th. This story is 2 days old. I didn't see it anywhere. In fact, I only found it scrolling, like how they have the big stories at the top of the page.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling. Kanye West likes Jewish people again.
Well, that's good of him.
Yeah. Did you see the link I sent you?
I did. I just opened it now.
He posted on Instagram on Saturday that he watched Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street, and I'm just going to read the entire Instagram post. Watching Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again. No commas, no periods. No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people.
Some of them are good in cheesy comedies from 25 years ago.
No Christian can be labeled anti-Semite knowing Jesus is Jew. Thank you, Jonah Hill. I love you. I mean,
oh my God. Does that mean Jonah Hill is the new king of the Jews?
Well,
have we found the new Messiah? They said he was coming back. They said he was coming back, and he did it in the form of Jonah sounds like Jehovah, too. I mean, that's just a couple fucking syllables off.
If he is not the new Messiah, and I'm not going to say he is, I would say he, at the very least, is the new publicist. He is the new marketing PR person for Jewish people everywhere.
There you go.
And it couldn't have been a better
Peter
person.
Or Paul or Ringo or one of those guys.
Yes. I mean, because I watched 21 Jump Street and think it's a fantastic movie. If I had been anti-Semitic, I would probably like Jewish people again after watching 21 Jump Street. Jonah Hill is a charming, lovely individual, and good on him for turning Kanye around.
Yeah. Well, look, okay. I don't want to knock Jonah Hill or 21 Jump Street. There's been a
great movie.
It's good. It's very, and I hate remakes and shit. It's funny, you know. It's a good one. It's that said, is it in top 10? No. Is it in top 10 even with Jewish comedians? Nah. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I love Jonah Hill, dude. Like, no, you know, no disrespect, no whatever, but like, he's the one who made you go from Hitler's a nice guy to Jewish people are going, like, not Mel Brooks, you know, not
point.
Not Ben Stein, not Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder. Like, that one didn't do it for you. Like, you did that? Not Larry David?
I'd put 21 Jump Street above Tropic Thunder. I would.
What? No.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
Robert Downey Jr. was amazing in that movie, but he carried it. It's a good movie. I like it.
Dude, I thought everybody was funny all like across the board. Jack Black was funny.
Yeah,
Ben Stiller was funny. Who else? Tom Cruise. Dude, Tom Cruise
was amazing. That was a career saver because he was at a low point then. You know, his career always like, oh, we love Tom Cruise. Oh, he's a Scientologist. Oh, we love Tom Cruise. Oh, he's weird. He's jumping on a couch. He was at a low point, and people loved him again after that.
He was hilarious. And then I watched that in theater. I didn't realize it was him until the end credits. I was like, no fucking way.
Wow. All right, I got a question for you. This Kanye West post has 3,212,576,000 likes as of that moment. How many of those are really stupid people are going like, well, good for Kanye. Yay, I love Kanye. He's turned him. And how many are like, oh my God, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like liking it out of a joke.
I think a lot of people have been looking for an excuse to like Kanye again. Like, I don't think he'll ever come back to where he was. But I think there's definitely like he'll kind of have a road back to music. Like again, like not like he's not gonna get Grammys and stuff. He's not gonna be on commercials, you know, like mainstream shit. But you know, like hip hop fans are definitely gonna embrace him again. I think this would be more long-term damning for him if he wasn't so fucking mentally ill all the time anyway.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because
I can't wait to see what his next post is. If he goes from I love Hitler to Jonah Hill made me love Jewish people again, I mean, it is an interesting ride to watch. Crazy
Dude, I
is
hope he
fun
goes
from a
full
distance.
anti-Semitic. He's like, I just watched Tropic Express. Fuck Jonah Hill and fuck Jewish people. I hope he just changes how he feels about the entire Jewish race based on which Jonah Hill movie he's seen last. Because they're hit or miss. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
they
I
are.
love Jonah Hill, but if you're going all the way from full on saying Hitler's a good guy on InfoWars to I like Jewish people based on Jonah Hill movies alone. I mean, we don't know how he's going to go on this next one.
Again,
we don't know which one he's going to see next. We need to somehow get in his DMs and tell only the good Jonah Hill. We needed to tell him to watch Wolf of Wall Street next. If he watches Wolf of Wall Street, he will fucking convert. He will circumcise himself as he's watching that movie, and he will fucking convert.
Moneyball. That's my top one. Love Moneyball.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Just
No.
I'm not even going to talk about it. It's so good. It is.
I heard good things. I never got around to
one of those ones. I went to visit my buddy in New Orleans. He managed a movie theater, and I wanted to see it anyway, but he didn't get off his shift until so I got there early, and he's like, "Oh, you got to watch a movie while I'm finishing up shop," and I've loved it ever since. All right, moving on. I want to get light stuff out of the way. Have you been paying any attention to the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial in Utah?
I heard they're settling out of court for some of her vagina candles. Is that true or not?
I would settle for a sniff of the actual vagine.
Yeah, but I bought one of those for my dad, and he was like, "This is disgusting. It smells nothing like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. Worst Christmas present ever."
Well, from what I know, and I am not paying too much attention to it, but a man is suing Gwyneth Paltrow for a ski collision, which right there, that to me is funny. This is not a family saying, "Hey, Gwyneth Paltrow, you knocked over my 5-year-old child." This is a grown adult man saying, "Gwyneth Paltrow, you bumped into me and knocked me over and caused injury," which far-fetched to begin with. And I just find that amusing right there. But then when I did click on one article, apparently she says that he bumped into her, but apparently on his side of things, there was a GoPro footage of the incident that his daughter had.
Oh, I didn't know that. I heard his daughter slammed him or something. I didn't know she had footage of it.
The footage has disappeared. Now,
what?
I delete shit all the time. All of our episodes, Jake, after I post them, I delete them because I don't need them clogging up storage space on my computer or my external hard drives. If we lose a website and all our episodes are gone, they're gone. Big deal. I don't care. But if you have footage of getting bumped into by Gwyneth Paltrow, you're going to save that. That is something you bring
anyone,
up at
just like if that wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow and someone you couldn't sue, I don't think you would have been injured right now for some reason. I don't think you would have such emotional damages and you'd have PTSD every time you've seen a ski. I don't think that would be happening.
No, not
one
at
thing.
all.
But it would still, at the very least, be hilarious. Like, look at Dad getting fucking bumped, with the going down the hill. Like, it would be a cutesy, funny thing.
Yeah, but that was my point. You don't just I delete everything, but if I had footage of a ski accident that was either funny or could be litigious, but B involved Gwyneth Paltrow, oh, you're gonna hold on to that. So they are showing up to court saying, Gwyneth Paltrow injured my dad. Yeah, didn't you used to show footage of that? It disappeared. But again, why are you saying you're a grown man? I can only go back to what I've already said. If you were a family saying, "Hey, Gwyneth Paltrow knocked over my child. She's a 5-year-old girl. It was on the bunny slope." I get that. Gwyneth Paltrow's an adult, but Gwyneth Paltrow knocking over a man, dude, come on.
Yeah, I mean, is he even injured? I haven't been following this too close.
I haven't been.
To be honest.
All I know is that
is he injured? I mean, if he
says he is.
What's up?
He initially said he wanted $3 million, and I guess he's down to 300,000 now.
Okay, so no, that's what that means. So no, like that's yeah. I mean, look, if she runs into you from behind, clips you, and now you're in a fucking wheelchair, that's one thing. That doesn't sound like that's what's going on here.
According to her, she thought it was a sexual assault at first because
what?
Well, she said that he bumped into her, and when they fell over, he landed on her in a position that made her legs spread apart. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm trying to process what's happening. This person's on top of me between my legs." I mean, That's your reward right there. Is you got to dry hump Gwyneth Paltrow. You don't need to sue. If you were on top of her, that's like you won.
Also, I do love her throwing that out there. You know, like on her, like what?
Yeah, I got me too'd on a ski slope.
Who the fuck? What kind of? I mean, if there's any guy out there, you tackle joggers, huh? You got nothing on me, dude. You got nothing. Yo, I fucking at 80 miles an hour. 80 miles an hour. I Me Too women. I just boom. I'm like an Olympic. When I retired from skiing after getting the bronze in the 1997 Olympics, a lot of people thought my career was done. Nah, it's just, it's publicly done, sure, but like, I get mine.
I got my kink. I got my thrills.
Yeah, it's I never got into it for the for the gold and the glory anyway. To be honest, that's not why I started skiing. Nah.
I had a fetish. Dad used to spank me with a ski pole, and well, there you go.
Yeah.
Or stepmom as
by angry Inuits, and it left mental scars, mental twists, mental turns.
All right, let's move on. Hey, you been paying any attention to the French protests?
A little bit, man. A little bit. It's kind of inspiring. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, that's what you should do if they're trying to raise the age when you collect Social Security.
Really? I go the opposite way. Yeah, I'm like, you fucking Nancy Pants cunts. I mean, my God.
What? They're trying to raise the age of their retirement.
They get 6 weeks of vacation a year. They get high pensions. And they're saying the system is broke. We can't fund it. And instead of saying, you know what, what's 2 more years? They're burning shit and throwing the biggest goddamn crybaby fit in the world.
I say keep crying, keep burning. And if you fucking go, well, okay, we'll work 2 more years. You know what, motherfuckers like you and all the conservatives over there are gonna do? Like, well, what's 2 more years? So what is the 2 more years? Like, and the guys doing that are rich as fuck. You know what I mean? So it's yeah, I'd be pissed off too. That's absolutely what they should do. That's absolutely what we should do if they try to fucking raise the age on Social Security and Medicare and all that shit. Absolutely, man. I think they're doing the right thing. And Republicans take note. Republican, because they always talk that shit like, we're not gonna touch Social Security. All we're gonna do is raise the retirement age to where you can collect it to 97 and a half. I mean, other than that, it's the same. It's the same. Like, now,
I suppose it is baby steps. They say 65 now, then 67, then 70, then 72. But as lifespan, well, see, they can't do that in America because our lifespans. I don't say lifespan. Our lifespans are shortening. Americans are dying sooner. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. They're talking about raising the fucking age of Social Security. So we should go French Revolution if they do that shit.
Yeah, because we're dying younger because we are dumb and we have more guns and we have shitty health insurance and we have diets that fucking suck. We are, and this is a phrase that used to get tossed around all the time, America is the perfect storm for short lifespan.
Yeah, 100%, dude. It's kind of funny. I read the article I read about this said King Charles is postponing his visit because of the French
I didn't
protest.
hear that. I heard that they were preparing for his visit, and I did not hear the postponement.
Already postponed because he was like, oh no, I remember what happens to royalty during French protests. Oh yeah. One of my inbred distant relatives got his fucking head chopped off. I ain't falling for that again.
What I heard on a New York Times podcast, and this made me laugh out loud in the gym on Saturday, I believe it was. It was Saturday when I heard this. It said that Prince Charles was preparing for his visit to France, but apparently the union workers in France that would roll out the red carpet for him when he exited his limo were protesting. And I just thought that was like the perfect summation of what's going on. Like, oh, he can't step onto a red carpet. He's going to have to make do by putting his shoes on sidewalk and walking into a building because the French union workers won't roll out the red carpet. Maybe that's why he canceled, is not because of what you said. Maybe it's like he didn't want his precious shoes touching concrete.
He's like, I ain't worried about my shoes touching concrete. I'm worried about what happened to my cousin Louis the 17th or whatever the fuck. They're going to wrap him in that red carpet, light it on fire.
Dump it in a river. That's what you do with carpets is you dump them in rivers, fill them with a body.
We retire you to death, sir. Good day. And they fucking light them up, dump it in the river, whatever.
All right. Next stupid thing that I want to talk about, just because we'll get into some politicals. Last week was all pretty heady, but I guess it's Rivian, R-I-V-R, a Rivian. It's a Ford brand electric car. Got his dream car after a 3-year wait. Days later, the car was dead, and he faced a $2,100 bill. So I'm like, all right, I've never heard of this brand, but it is I think it said Ford in here somewhere. Yeah, Ford Edge. Fully electric, or wait, no. Maybe it's its own. I don't know. The whole point is, my favorite part of the story is he buys an $85,000 electric electric truck. And 2 days later, he drove to his family's shared property in the mountains. He wanted to put his rugged electric SUV to the test, so he drove it onto the unplowed, snow-covered road. I hit snow of about 2.5 feet, and it just stopped right there. All right, dumb shit. You get a car, and the first thing you do is go driving into snowbanks, and now he's complaining like, maybe I should trade this in. It cost me $2,000 to get it towed down the mountain. First of all, how is this a goddamn news story? How is someone writing a news story? Asshole buys car, drives it into a snowbank, and is now complaining that the car is a piece of shit. This is on you, dumb fuck.
It's in Business Insider. Yeah, do you think maybe Chevy hired Business Insider
to
write
a
shitty article about one fucking moron? Do you think this is like when who the fuck was that? God damn it, when Ben Franklin or whoever the fuck did those experiments proving that Tesla's version of electricity was dangerous, where he would just Edison, God damn it, I knew it wasn't Ben Franklin. Yeah,
they're all into electricity. They all have their own little ties to electricity.
It's all part of it. If you believe in the deep state theory, you know what I mean? It's the same guy in a lizard mask. Anyway, but no, do you think it's that version of like he's gonna take Tesla's version of the thing and just electrocute horses to death, which would have fucking done it with his stuff too anyway, just to be like, look, it's dangerous, you know? Is he just like, here's what one guy did who's dumb with this truck, and this is why you shouldn't buy this truck?
I'm looking
at this snow. What's up?
I think that's what it is, because there is no reason for this article to exist. This is an article about one stupid person driving into a snowbank, and yet we're talking about it. It has 2.5 thousand comments on the article I'm looking at, and Nora Naughton is the quote reporter.
Nora Naughton, you were bought out by Dodge or Chevy or somebody. Because, dude, look at the title of this article. Now, if this was a true article to what is in, like, to the content, if this is a true title to the content, it would be young dumb moron drives car into snow.
Yes.
Like that's what happened. He drove into snow. I'm looking at the pictures, 2.5 feet foot of snow.
The title has like the very first thing says a Rivian buyer got his dream car and it was dead. And it cost it. It's like, this pushes an agenda, because most people don't read the story. They read the headline. They're like, all right, I'm not buying that brand. This is a plant.
I will read it word for word. A Rivian buyer got his dream car after a 3-year wait. Days later, the car was dead, and he faced a bill of $2,100.
Yes.
Like, that makes it seem like Rivian drove to his house and just fucked his bank account. That's what that makes it look like. This is totally a hit piece on Rivian. This lady is hired by Dodge or Chevy, somebody, and it's
read down the article.
What's up?
Chase Merrill took his first ride. Merrill, 24. This is a 24-year-old dipshit. When you are 24, you do stupid shit. When I was in my 20s, I did stupid shit. First of all, this is a 24-year-old that can buy an $85,000 car. But still, that explains it. He's like, woo, let's go driving in snow, woo, and just smacked right into a snowbank.
When he saved up for 3 years, I'm sure he didn't pay the whole thing, I mean, it's probably a down payment. So like,
I could not have gotten a loan for 85 at 24.
If you have a guarantor, who knows, man, maybe he really saved a lot and put down like 20% or something,
What's funny is if you scroll, it says it's a 6-minute article, and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 paragraphs from the top, from the bottom. I mean, you have to go all the way through the article. Most Rivian owners appear to be happy with their vehicles. Yeah, that's not at the top. That's not the first sentence.
Yeah.
Most of them are happy. This dumb fuck fucked up. It's you read all about this dumb fuck, and then toward the bottom, most Rivian owners appear to be happy. Not even are happy; they appear to be happy. So they're couching it in legalese terms so that they can't get sued. Like I didn't say they were actually happy.
Dude, this is nothing but a long commercial for Ford. Listen to this. Merrill, 24, put down a deposit on an R1S 3 years ago at urging of his family, blah, 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 blah. He was unsure about making the switch from his 2015 Ford Edge to a fully electric SUV, especially since he lives in a relatively remote area in the mountains in New York.
I forgot.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, dude,
we're dumb. We can't read.
Shit was going good with a Ford, huh? He went electric with this weird brand. Now he's in the mountains, fucked, and he's going to get eaten by bears.
And if you keep reading, a Rivian representative ultimately called to apologize to Merrill and offered to pay for the repairs, but the company refused to pay for the towing fee. Yeah. And then he said the final straw happened when the car was returned to him. So the company's trying to do right. This is absolutely a hit piece. And what's funny is there's an article I just stumbled across I didn't send you. This lawyer was making $76,000 as a lawyer. She decided to open an OnlyFans account, and now she makes $200,000 a year. And you click it, and the very first comment is, I see this every few weeks. Nobody ever talks about leaving Home Depot and becoming OnlyFans. Like,
yeah.
How is this an article? And I think I told you, Jake, this has happened to me. I have gotten emails now from companies saying, hey, you have a lot of TikTok followers. If you pay us, we can get news articles written about you and it will increase your base. And I'm like, fuck you. These are absolutely planted, paid for articles. OnlyFans is finding its most attractive, interesting stories and then paying a report. And this is the same thing, only with an electric car versus a gas engine. This is how the media is manipulating and gets dumb people roped in.
They never talk about the women who start on OnlyFans and only make like $10, $20. You know what I mean? Because I know comics out here who've done that. Now, I know some that have made a lot of money. I also know some who's like, I'm kind of spreading it all for, triple digits at the end of the month. Like it's not really,
It's OnlyFans is like anything else in the world. You have the 1% that are either beautiful or willing to do what the others aren't, or just get lucky.
Just good with marketing, whatever.
And then you have the rest of them, which they just fall to the wayside.
Yeah. I've literally seen a comic out here screaming on stage about how she's not making enough on OnlyFans. She's like, I know women who make $1,000 or more a month and they're ugly. I'm hot. Why aren't I making any money? So put her in your article about the lawyer who fucking makes more on OnlyFans. Now, just show both sides is all I'm saying.
Show both sides.
This you hit piece article in Business Insider, who's clearly paid off by Ford. Now interview the Rivian buyers, who you briefly mentioned in paragraph 17, who are very happy with their Rivians. And plus, I'm looking at this thing covered in the snow. It's a lot of fucking snow he drove into.
It's the mountains.
It's a lot, dude. Like it's. I would not have driven a fucking SUV into that thinking it's not going to get stuck. Like it's.
And he admitted to driving straight into it on purpose, not accidental or.
Yeah, that's a level of snow that like you gotta have. It's something, man. One of those like fucking Suburbans,
4x4.
Yeah, you need some crazy shit. You need a goddamn snowmobile for that. If you scroll down, you look at a picture of that SUV, like not in the snow. It's got like runners that dip pretty low, dude. That's what's catching you in the snow. That thing's not made to do off-roading in the fucking snow. It's just not. I don't care what the fuck you saw in the commercials. It's not. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not a car expert at all. These are low runners underneath that fucking thing that go almost all the way to the ground.
Jake, you just mentioned, I don't care what you've seen in the commercials. Jake, what does every single car commercial you have ever seen say during any driving scene?
Shit,
performed by experts. Do not attempt. Yeah.
They
do that on empty roads. That on a road. Just it says This driving is performed by experts. Do not like. Much less, I'm guaranteed whatever commercial, and I've never even heard of Rivian, much less seen commercials for them.
No,
but I guarantee if they showed a car plowing through 10 feet of snow, look, it handles it fine. They had a disclaimer on there.
Yeah, it's they got Bob Seger in the playing in the background. Oh, you won't get stuck. Oh, you won't get stuck. And you're just swerving around off road, but that ain't real, dude. It look at the food commercials, for Christ. If you believe that, look at the shit they do with food commercials. When you see a piece of pizza from Domino's is disgusting in real life.
That's not an actual Domino's pizza. My kids love it. Wait, I got to interrupt you. My kids have somehow started to love Domino's because they got it somewhere else. I never fucking bought it for them. Someone else bought it for them. And they're like, can we get Domino's? I'm like, no, we can't fucking get Domino's. It's the worst. Anyway, sorry. I just had to get that out there.
And you know what? It looks good in the commercial. You know why? In most of those, like,
because of glue.
It's glue and it's plastic. They melt it and they pull it up like that. That's why you see the cheese stretching and stretching, even though it's 2, 3, 4 feet away from the pizza, but it's all still somehow connected. Regular cheese doesn't do that. You may have a few strands when you pull it up if it's super hot, but it doesn't all stay connected to that. They're using it's plastic when they do that. Ice cream in commercials is mashed potatoes. You know, next time you want to buy a car thinking it's going to do everything it's doing while they're playing Bob Seger, just watch the scene in Falling Down where Michael Douglas is in the fast food restaurant and he's holding it up with a fucking Uzi, and he decides he doesn't want the breakfast sandwich anymore. He wants the quarter pounder or whatever. They give it to him. He takes it out and he's like, I want you to look at that sign in back of you.
Yep.
With the poster of this sandwich, does that look like this little floppy piece of shit that I'm holding right here? No, it doesn't. Like, just watch that scene and take notes. Now, not every scene in that movie is aged well, admittedly. Okay. But that scene still holds true.
I don't know. That movie, I love every scene with Michael Douglas. I dislike every scene with Robert Duvall. The idea that he's retiring and he has marital problems, those are the ones that bother me. I don't care about anything Douglas did. Those scenes were great.
I love Robert Duvall. Yeah, it seemed a bit unnecessary, a lot of that focusing on him.
Especially when he's talking to his wife on the phone, like, "Oh, she's going crazy." And then the end is like, "I'm not." It just focus on the story, which was
It's a rough one when you go back and rewatch it now. There's the first one that he does is he goes in to the restaurant to get change or whatever, or the 7-Eleven, and he starts giving this Asian guy shit because he's selling stuff and doesn't speak the language or whatever. It's like, oh, dude, you could have left out this one part. And it would have, people would still fucking love this movie. That's the one scene that really just kind of wrenches it.
Fair enough. All right, sticking with the news. Jake, I'm going to read you a headline from a story I sent you. Ready? Here we go. Video shows moment teacher sucked out of classroom during rare California tornado. Now, Jake, I'm going to give you a quiz here. I just said video shows moment teacher sucked out of classroom during. What is the one thing you would expect to see when clicking on that story? The one thing you would see that you say, I think if I click the story, I'm going to see one thing. If the headline says video shows moment teacher sucked out of classroom, what would you suspect you're going to see?
Flying out the window.
No, well, close. A link or an embedded video of the moment. There is nothing. The one thing.
No, there is.
There's a still shot. There's a picture of a teacher next to a door, but there are no links. There's a link to the National Weather Service.
No, there's a video at the top.
There's a link.
I'm watching it right now.
What's that?
There's a video at the top. I'm watching it right now. You got
the video I'm watching at the top just shows the weather.
You got to give it a minute. It shows it. Because I fast forward. Yeah, it's about 30 seconds in.
Oh, well, God damn it. Then I blew it because I see everything but that.
She opens up the window and it kind of pulls her, not the window, but the door to look out.
Okay, I just saw it right now. See, now I had to Google it.
But they just pick her up off the ground. It doesn't like suck her into the air.
All right, but they do couch it behind several other things. You're right. It's about 30 seconds in, but I see that article and then I see the still picture. I expect to like a teacher was, according to this video, and I would expect that because in the very second sentence, it says the frightening moment was captured in a cell phone video, but there's no link, according to NBC4. Like, none of the links are to this video.
No, that's because the video is playing at the top.
Well, but it's also couched within. So if you hunt it down, you can find the actual video of just that. But they want to make you watch their talking heads talking about the video and then cutting it into their segment.
Yeah,
I was expecting a link to
the video. It is better when you just see a link to just the video. But I mean, it's a news, like they do TV news, so that's not that weird, man. I see that all the time. What bugs me more is when I'm trying to actually look for a video on YouTube, and I just get like Young Turks or somebody just fucking.
Oh, you get people that are talking about the video you want to see. We've talked about it. Yeah, that's annoying. Well, that to me is, in a sense, what this is, because once I saw, I didn't want to hear what Breaking News Today show had to say about the video. I wanted to link to the actual video. That's what I wanted. I just want to watch that. And it's funny because it happened so fast. You wouldn't even imagine she sucked out. You could just see her like opening the door and tripping. It's like, oh, she, but there, okay.
It's a little anticlimactic, especially after you thought it wasn't there, and then even went to talk about it on the podcast, and then saw it. By the time you saw it, you were really disappointed. I'll bet.
Well, in my brain, I read the headline, and I'm thinking Wizard of Oz, like tornado up into the air, not just sucked out the door and fell down.
You're thinking Helen Hunt's dad at the beginning of Twister.
Yes,
sucked out.
That is what I was thinking.
You're thinking like we need a new social studies teacher because the other one is in the abyss right now.
That is what I was thinking. Yeah. Pulled out of the window into the sky, or out of the door and into the sky. Nope. Air pressure knocked her down, so she fell down outside of the door,
sucked out of the door, and thrown to 2 inches next to the door, and then they picked her up. It's got it's still that's a bit of a cool video, but it wasn't sucked out of the class, or it's like, it's a bit overdoing it. And then you waited, 4 or 5 days or something to see it.
Yeah, I actually saw it, but I had to search for it.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, but either way, so you had to do a secondary search to find this video.
To be let down, yes.
So your disappointment was even more than mine. I was I was wanting, and she didn't even get so much as a scraped knee off of that. I wanted to see carnage, by God.
All right. Speaking of disappointment, Jake, that's called a segue. I'm segueing from that word into this one. I think Donald Trump might be disappointed. Despite Trump's calls for protest, few efforts emerge as supporters worry it's a trap. Donald Trump has been calling for protest. Last week, he said, I'm going to be arrested on Tuesday. Didn't happen. But he said, you need to protest them arresting me. You need to get out there and say, don't arrest Donald Trump. And nobody went to protest. And what's funny to me is the slant this article takes is, you remember back in the day when police forces would say, hey, come get free tickets to the baseball game. And anybody that showed, they only invited people that had outstanding warrants, and then they arrested them.
Yeah.
That's the approach this article says, where Trump supporters are saying, I think it's a trap. I think it's the police saying, go protest for Trump so we can arrest you, like we did on January 6th. They don't seem to point out that the last time they did riot on January 6th, he only pardoned Steve Bannon and let everybody else rot in jail.
Yeah, he didn't do shit. He's now 2 years later saying, I think those people should be freed, but he's not. No, I'm sorry. If you actually believed this whole election was a fraud thing and that they faked all these tens of thousands of ballots, then these people would be patriots and you would be on TV just fucking screaming to the rafters about how these people should be pardoned. There should be protests outside the jails they're in. They're heroes. They're like the people that dump the tea in the river.
Yeah.
You're doing fucking none of that. So no, they're not going to show up for you again. I'm telling you, man, there's all these polls saying that he's leading among Republicans and stuff. I don't trust fucking polls before the days of the election anymore.
No,
they've been so far off for years, my whole life. And they've only been further off the older I've gotten. This is the silent majority of Republicans that are done with this fucking guy. These people can't can't go out and fucking say it. Otherwise, they have a bunch of smug liberals going, ha ha, we told you so. But I'm telling you, they're quietly gonna march into that fucking ballot booth and vote for anybody that's not him come primary time.
It's the vocal minority is the problem. It's like the Republican Party is what Twitter is to liberals, where you have the loudest voices. It's 10, 15, 20% of Republicans that still love Trump. They love him and they're going to scream. And the cameras love those people because they go to the rallies and show the dumbest of the dumb with their fucking, NFTs of Trump as an astronaut.
Right.
Like, he's such a hero. But yeah, they are a very loud and vocal minority.
And especially 2023, they're the only people dumb enough and bored enough, passionate enough, whatever you want to call it, to actually sit through and answer a fucking poll on the phone. It's
and we've
ridiculous,
talked about that,
man. It's insane. No one's doing that anymore. No one's sitting through those things. It's such a, we've talked about it before. It's like less than 1% of the people that these pollsters call that actually sit through and do it. And to actually do that, you're a guy who's got a Trump hat and a Trump shirt, Trump flag out front, Trump tramp stamp on your fucking lower back, like everything. That's the only person that's going to sit through one of these guys. Yeah, I'm fucking still for Trump, and
but
no
he
one
may
else
have a new challenger. As we sign off, this made my day. So Trump and DeSantis are fighting it out, but Joe. Oh, and Business Insider, our favorite hard-hitting Rivian.
Did they say that a Ford Explorer from 2015 is running against Donald Trump? Are they that hard?
Joe Exotic is running a long shot 2024 campaign for president, all while serving 21 years in prison for his role in a murder for hire plot. And that's the beauty of America. He, being in prison, loses his right to vote, but he can still run for office. And Libertarian Party chair Angela, that's the German version, Angela McArdle slammed his 2024 run. He's going to run as a Libertarian, but he has filed paperwork. Joe Exotic is challenging Biden and Trump for the presidency. What can we say about it? At press time, his campaign appeared to still need some staffers. He's tweeting from prison. In search of a volunteer to do custom graphics, please DM if interested.
Here's my 2024 campaign. This is my platform. COVID-19, that bitch Carol Baskin did it. The border, that bitch Carol Baskin let him in. Yeah, it's great. You know what? He could win. He's got to pick as his running mate none other than Carol Baskin. He's got to be like, if we can bring ourselves together,
cross-party lines. Yes.
He's got to do that. He's got to get Carol Baskin to run with him. That's the only way he wins.
Unity. Exotic listed several celebrities and influencers who he says have endorsed him, including a man named Seth Posey, whose occupation is listed only as Joe's fiance. So he's like any prisoner. He's getting some in jail. Also on the list is 90 Day fiance cast member Jesse Meester. So there we go. And he's hawking campaign merchandise on his Twitter account, bumper stickers, phone cases with his face.
Get Carol Joe, if you're listening, get Carol Baskin. I would so vote for an Exotic Baskin 24 ticket.
Yes.
Don't give a damn what the platform
I do give him credit, though. I had forgotten about this till I got to the bottom of the article. He lost running for governor of Oklahoma, so now he's just upping it. He's like, okay, I couldn't get the governorship. I'm going all in on the presidency. Good on him.
Governor of Oklahoma, you can actually win that in the lottery there. They just kind of, you collect enough fucking Marlboro cash, and they'll sell you the governorship.
All right, Jake, one final thing. We got a comment on our YouTube page that just knocked me on my ass. We got a couple of comments. They're all good. We appreciate people commenting, but this one we should have thought of. AC Blazer, when we were talking about Walmart leaving Portland because people are just robbing and nobody's prosecuting, he commented, did I just hear the solution to Walmart killing small towns? Just allow people to steal them blind until they pack up and leave. God damn it. That's what we should do. People in small towns with mom and pop stores that are getting killed by Walmart. Yes, go start shoplifting from Walmart until they leave your small town and leave the mom and pop stores in place.
I like that plan, except for if you loosen those restrictions, they will also steal from the mom and pop store. So the mom and pop stores are gonna have to fucking arm up. It's gonna have to be, it's gonna be like a zombie movie. Most of those people are on fentanyl anyway. It's gonna be very close. Just, you know what, binge watch The Last of Us on HBO Max. I've seen the first episode. It's very good. It's gonna be what it's like when they have the fentanyl zombies coming for your mom and pop store. Just know that Walmart ain't got the stones to fucking gun it out with the fentanyl zombies like you. And all you got to do is shoot like 1 or 2 fentanyl zombies, and they're going to be like, fuck this. I'm not stealing from here anymore. I'm just doing this for a little bit of fentanyl. I'm going to go steal this from Walmart.
Yes. And let's just tie it into what we talked about a second ago. Let's turn it back to race. Watch footage of the Korean shop owners in Los Angeles during the Rodney King riots up on their roofs with guns. That's all you got to do.
That's good. In fact, a lot of the footage that I saw in the first episode of The Last of Us, I'm like, that is a Korean shop owner during the riots. Like, that footage looks old.
They pulled it right from reality. That's the best art reflects reality. That's what they're using.
Stock zombie footage. Some of it was from the protests and the you know, the Korean shop owners gunning people down. So just watch The Last of It. It's got actual footage of Korean shop owners shooting people, looting their stores. And I mean, just do that, you know. We'll legalize looting. Just shoot a couple looters, and they won't loot your store anymore. In fact, you know what? We'll legalize looting, but we also legalize putting the severed heads of looters on spikes in front of the stores. So it's like, that's how they know. It's sort of like in Egypt where they put the blood of the lamb, the firstborn was saved and all that. Yeah, put the head of a looter on the spike, and God shall saveth thy from fentanyl zombies stealing, you know, Twinkies and stuff.
Yes. So, all right. If you hit us with a good idea, we will talk about it. Thank you for commenting. All right, Jake, good seeing your face.
Later.